She needs to be gone. She needs to be gone.
Here we go. Setting up this coming on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the bold and beautiful Beliza Spotlight. I'm
She needs to
bilingual.
be gone. She needs to be gone.
Oh, that's what she said. We started. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr. of JLJ Media. And we're back, bitches. That's right. Thank you. We're over 6,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I hit that mark. Thank you while we were gone.
Wow, yay!
We're heading towards almost 7. So again, I'm looking at it. This is really good. I want to thank everyone who is watching my shorts, apparently. I mean, on shorts on YouTube, not my shorts. They're out there. They're doing very well. For some reason, all my taste test videos are doing very well. Thank you so much. I am TikTok famous. And there is bread in my refrigerator right now. There is. I know. I got a full panel. I almost said full-breasted panel, but I don't know what I was going to say. I got a full-breasted panel that stays abreast of all the happenings in Los Angeles. Yeah, there you go. Jiggle TV. That's what I called it back in the day. Stuff. We have Candice. I am over Daffy and her nose, Mac. We have Amanda Russ and Tami. I finished chewing my food. Goveia. Hi, ladies. And Liam cannot die. I have my bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
matching cup.
I do. Thank you to Bold and Beautiful. They sent them to us. Everybody, going to do our church announcements first. We just did a very interesting YNR recap and reports. It's out now, audio. I just laugh because it's interesting. It's out now, audio and video. So check that out, kids. And you can check that out. After this, me and Frank, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about General Hospital and all the shenanigans of Tracy and Portia and Jocelyn and Gio and drinking.
Get to that 300,000 mark.
Yeah, because we're So check out this. That's after this, around 1 o'clock. Me and Frank Moran. And if you want to see me and Frank again, we're on tonight doing the Andor series finale with John Dunphy at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, here on this channel. That's tonight. Also, don't forget my chocolate twin, Tony Moore, who's doing him and his gaggle of gals doing Days Are Alive. Peacock. They're on at 3 o'clock. Gonna let them know that his old friend James Lott Jr. was there. And yes, I did walk the water and turn into wine with Moses. I was there. I said I was some wine. It worked out. You can check that out. Also, we give a couple of little shout outs. Tami Goveia has Voices of Daytime. And so it's audio and video. You can check it out. Her latest episode is with Vincent Irizarry, which is everybody likes it. You got a lot of comments on that one, Tami.
Yeah. Everybody loves Vincent.
Yeah.
They do. Actually, they do. There's he's the nicest guys in the business. And just so, and I don't know if you watched Amanda and Candice, they talked about the old Lou Jack days and stuff. So it was, it was really good. We've known him and he looks good. But he's been through a lot, and he looks great.
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks great. You saw him in person. So do you see he look as good in person?
Yeah, he looked amazing at Denny's. Shout out to Denny's.
He did. He looked amazing.
He did at Denny's. Yes, they were stalking him. That's no story. But Tami had a professional appearance at them, but the other girls stalked him at Denny's.
I think he stalked us.
Oh, he stalked you.
Right?
Oh,
yeah, because we were there first.
We were there first.
That's so funny. But let's check that out on all your local stations. Also, we want to give a little shout out, a little sadness to a show that I started on this network that finished its 5-year, 5-season run, Forever and a Day.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Candice, on a successful 5 years.
Thank you.
It was a venture that changed my life, completely changed my life. And so now there's a bunch of audio dramas out there, folks, including Montecito. I'm sure I mentioned it, from my friend Grant Rudder, who said he was inspired by me. It's like he's talking about why he wanted to get into it. He always wanted to do it, but he saw that we did it. So it's nice to know people followed our lead, because the more the merrier. So I'm like, the more the merrier. So Montecito's out there, Montecito audio drama. Your favorites, if it's Irizarry's on it, a lot of your favorite stars are on this show. So make sure you go where you listen. You can't see it, bitches. You gotta listen. Open your ear holes and go to your favorite podcast station and listen to it. And while you're there, look at a couple of JLJ Media audio dramas. All these bitches are on them. So you want to check them out. Especially my latest ones who are doing very well. She's My Girlfriend, The Last Floor, and The Text. They're all doing very well these days. And I want to say something, folks, because this was amazing to me that I am like in shock. I was doing my numbers this weekend, and The Last Floor is at 6,000 downloads in it's only been out a couple months. So I'm very, very happy about that. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm working on seasons 2 for all this stuff and projects that I'm working on all kind of stuff. But I had to handle some family stuff real quick right now. I'm taking care of all that. But more shows are coming. Things are happening. So, but check out audio dramas. Also check out my friend's audio drama. Tomorrow is a New Day. I'm on that one also. I don't produce or anything. I'm just on. I play a bad character named Richard. And we have a good time. And I play a bad.
Sounds exciting.
I know.
I don't like his character. I'll be honest. I don't like him.
I know, not a lot, but the fans.
That's the point, though, right?
Right. I was voted almost best villain. But my on-screen husband won. So shout out to Rick Clifton. We have a great time. Half our lines are not scripted. We get together and have a good time. So it's called Tomorrow is a New Day. Again, where you find podcasts. This is the new way. If you like listening to audiobooks, it's similar to that. Just that we put bells and whistles in there. So Tami stars in one called Winters. It's getting a lot of attention all of a sudden, Tami. For it's getting a lot of attention.
That's because I narrated.
And yeah, she did. And Amanda narrated it. So, and Amanda's in a few other. So we have a whole bunch. She's in the Queen Goals. We have a whole bunch of email and all that stuff. We have a whole bunch of stuff. So check those out. Thank you, listeners, podcast listeners. For Bold, we have 10,000 downloads. Thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you.
And for my other Bold show that I do, I'm going to mention this because it's very important. Bold and Beautiful Rewind. We're at 43,000 downloads.
That's insane.
Whoa.
Exactly. That's I thought Tami said. I thought it was insane. So I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate all the listeners. Go ahead, Tami. Do it, Tami. The audio listeners.
Oh, of course. Thank you, audio listeners.
Thank you. There we go. And so we appreciate you. We say we do. Because you are just as important as the viewers. It all goes to the bottom line of JLJ Media. And thank you to those who listened to the new episode of Bone Beautiful podcast that came out. I saw it. So man, a new episode that came out.
Yeah, finally, right?
Yeah. So who's your co-host?
My sister.
Oh, she came back. Good. So where can they find? Tell me where they can find
that. Everywhere at the Bold and Beautiful podcast and at Russ 360.
That's right. So check that
everywhere.
Out. We have your soapy dish out there for all y'all. Okay, and thank you everybody for their birthday wishes. Yes, I'm a year older since you saw me last.
Yay.
I am 56 years young. But I didn't get to everybody, but I did get your messages. It was an overwhelming amount. So thank you. I appreciate that very, 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 very much. It was the hottest day of the year in Los Angeles. So it sucked.
Wow.
It was in the hundreds. My twin sister and I melted that day into one person at the beach in Long Beach. And it literally was miserable. It was miserable. But we love each other and whatever, but it was miserable. But thank you all for your messages. I made it. After all, I made it. I'm here as a black man in America. I made it 56. I think it's everything. Oh, yeah, there's everything. Okay, that's everything. So let's get into it. And I feel like that guy from LA, whatever. Let's get in it. Okay, folks. I'm going to make this little statement, and then I want the ladies to duke it out. If you want to take your tank tops off, just do it. It's fine. So, my problem with this storyline, the whole Liam storyline, the acting is good. I mean, Annika, it's always the secret weapon. She just always. Jackie, Scott, our man Don. Everybody's doing a great job. My problem is I can't get into it fully because I feel like we're going to be duped. Because we had the whole, is Finn dead? That was a fun storyline when Homegirl, we felt like she whisked him off and saved him. That was kind of fun. But then after that, we had the whole Eric is dying. And I was invested in that storyline. I was so invested. Man. Even though his daughter sort of, here's his dressing room, they totally played into it. But then they saved him. Now again, wisely, the Bell Dramatic Serial Company said, don't say nothing. So Scott's kind of playing into it too, like, I'm with you along for this journey. Is Liam actually going to die? So I'm having a hard time getting invested because I feel like the wolves are pulled from my eyes. To me, the bold thing they can do is actually kill him. And actually kill him. Scott doesn't get no job. He's a talented actor. He can get no job. But I feel like I'm gun shy. So for me, when you hear me do this review, the actors are great. The writing has been good. I'm getting all of that, but I'm too afraid to get invested. So now let's ladies take it from here. Whoever wants to go first, can go first.
I don't care.
All righty.
So what do you think about Liam dying? I don't care. What do you think about Luna and her relationship with her new father? I don't care. What do you think about Steffi and the whole triangle with Hope? I don't care.
So pretty much
you heard that, huh?
So I guess you don't care. Is that what I'm guessing?
You know what? I feel like Tami cares too much. It's too much.
I felt though that was a fake out. I really do. I think that was a fake out that she really do care.
I just care too much.
I care too much. Okay. I'm like James. If they're really gonna kill him, then whoa, like that's monumental. But if they're just putting us through all this and then he's just gonna miraculously get better, what's the point? I'm like Tami. Who cares?
Diane C says, Bold has done, agree, James, Bold has done the storyline too much in the span of 1 year. It's like the Bold who cried wolf. The Bold who cried wolf. That's how I feel. Yeah.
I think they're going to kill him off.
So really,
because at first, I agree that Bold and Beautiful has done this too many times. And it's been for the privilege of the fans getting so invested. And then there's this shock value of like, oh my gosh. But the fact that Liam, who has been connected to all these characters for over a decade, it will be 15 years this summer that Scott joined the show. The fact that he's gone through literally every character's, storyline, the triangles, the who's the baby daddy, who's his daddy, all that stuff. And the fact that they've been playing the beat of OG Caroline and OG Stephanie with Liam. If you think about this, he's not telling everybody everything. Bold has to do this in order to have the fans who are like one toe in, the rest of them out. Because like you said, in the span of a year, they've done this. But I just think they are going to they're going to kill Liam off because it will be a reset for the show as well as the characters. And they need it.
I agree with you. And
wait a minute. Did Tami just say that?
I hope they discover that what Liam has is contagious. And Ridge contracts a mass in his brain. And dies. Nothing against, obviously, Scott and Torsten. Nothing against it. But unless they're going to change it up, unless Bold gets serious.
I'm just looking at how I'm looking at it from so many different ways of, if they do kill the character of Liam off, what's going to be next for Steffi, Hope, but most importantly, Bill. Because let's be honest, Bill hasn't been Bill. This will bring him, and don't, first of all, happy 40th, Don Diamond.
Yes, I was going to say, thank you for saying that, yes.
Again, half of my life. You've been a part of my life. But I'm looking at what that will do for the show. If they do a fake out, I swear to soap Jesus, I can't do this whole thing again. I can't do, and I don't think there's ain't gonna be any more triangles. By the way, Scott Clifton did do an interview with somebody that we shall not name.
Right.
And he did say that this storyline was not about those triangles. It wasn't about the Steffi Liam and the Hope and Liam. This is about somebody who is processing the fact that what is going to happen to these people when I go. And for right now, I'm on that road where I don't want to think of the past. I tried to do this, not think about what they did in the past, but if they fix the mistakes. Because we were all invested with Eric. We all thought, this is it. This is, John McCook has had a successful run on this show since day one. This is the farewell. And then they did what they did. With Liam, after 1, 2, 3, 4 times, your 5th time, you got to do it. So I think Liam's going to die.
I think it's a trick. I think it's a trick. I think this is to reset so that they can bring Hope back to Forrester, because they wrote themselves into a corner. They made them enemies. Now Steffi kicks her out. How are we gonna bring Hope back into the fold?
But see, that's a Hope Steffi thing, not a Liam. Like, because Liam, and I think this is the best part, is we gotta think of it like a real life. Obviously what Liam has is a real life situation here. And he also did admit that Brad Bell did write Liam into a corner. Because like Scott said, how many times can you do the whole Hope, Steffi, Liam thing? How many times can you take a character outside of their content and have them do certain things? And for those who keep saying this, that Scott was not on the show for 2 years, he was not leading story for 2 years. There's a difference. He was there, because remember, he was taking pictures of Finn and Sheila hugging. He was over there telling Hope and Steffi, baby, I love you. But he wasn't carrying story. So I'm just at this point, it's like, what can you do with Liam that you haven't already done? You've really gone through everything that a soap character should go through.
Well, that's how I feel about Steffi. That's how I feel about Brooke. It's how I feel about Taylor. It's how I feel about Ridge. And they still keep doing it. So would it surprise me if Liam does come out the other side and lives? No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Not at all.
Because B&B has been in this rut. We were just talking about that with Y&R. But they've been in this story rut for how many years? With those triangles is what I'm talking about in particular.
Yeah.
With those triangles.
Right.
Liam dying will have nothing to do with Brooke and Ridge and Taylor. That's not going to shake up anything. It'll shake up the younger generation storyline, but it's not going to shake up that old tired triangle.
True.
But I think that's the best. I'm going to say that's actually the beauty of it, is that as long as we can remember mid-90s, this show has been based on the triangle foundation of Brooke, Ridge, and Taylor. Even though Caroline was Ridge's first love, let's not forget that. Okay. Going into the next generation, which some of these shows have a problem writing for, Young and the Restless, you don't want to do the same thing that you did with the first. So with Hope, Liam, and Steffi, I've been preaching. You guys have heard me. I needed something to change because I couldn't go through this again. The fact that Steffi found her man. With Liam, Liam will always be a part of this. But at what point do we say, okay, we know that Brooke, Ridge, and Taylor is the bread and butter. Look, people love that triangle. But with Liam, Steffi, and Hope, there's some of us who are just like, change it up a little bit. Kind of, I don't know, but I'm just like, I agree. There's some characters on here that should be like, but.
Well, it's interesting because we almost forget they did kill off Caroline, the younger one.
Yeah.
She's stayed dead.
Yeah, leukemia.
Right, she's gone. And it's funny when they showed the montage, we saw little Douglas. I almost forgot about him. He's off with Thomas. So my whole thing is killing off Liam would be a really bold move. I think it really would be. It would really, everything you guys all said is true. And it's a major character. That's a major character and a major storyline. And that would leave Steffi with Finn, obviously, and free for other stuff. But that frees up Hope. It's one less person she has to worry about. I mean, she can do the whole Carter dance or whoever else. I mean, it's kind of like, and so I mentioned, Nick's coming back. So we have the whole Nick, Taylor, Brooke thing probably happening there, and Ridge, obviously in there with that. But I don't know. It's really interesting. The acting is really good. I mean, I'm acknowledging the acting. They're all doing their jobs. They're all doing their jobs. Again, Annika, you're my girl. I'm praising her because this girl said, since we've known her, Tami, like a million years ago, she's been crying every day, basically. I don't know. I would think her tear ducts would be dry as fuck.
It's fascinating because I remember when she came on the show when we were at AfterBuzz, and she said, they were giving me story that I honestly didn't know as an actor if I could rise to the challenge of it, do it justice. And she did. She figured it out. She goes, I went to places I never thought I was capable of going as an actor. And for that, I'm forever grateful because that empowers you as a creative. And so when it comes to this storyline, she, how long has she been on? 5 years?
Something like that.
It's been a while now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 7 actually.
Okay, chat to how long Annika Noel's been on, because we've known her since 2017.
I remember when she was on Venice the series.
2018 or 2018.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah.
She's a well-oiled machine.
Oil is correct.
As is KKL, and you think all of those folks, if you're on a soap opera long enough and you're great, not good, you're great, you become a well-oiled machine where you just tap into that stuff.
Yeah.
Tap into it, you're there. And
because I'm glad they told her. I'm glad they told Hope.
Totally.
That was a bold move for them too. They did that.
And I will say, I did enjoy the moment where Steffi and Hope lock hands.
Yes.
Say, we will get through this together for our families.
Yes.
I don't put much faith into Steffi because she said that before. We have to break this toxic energy that our parents started. We will break the cycle. And then they wrote her.
Yeah.
The writers wrote Steffi to just resurrect all that BS again. So to your point, guys, if Liam does in fact follow the light, maybe this is a kind of reset that the show so desperately needs.
Yeah.
Bring him back as Dylan Quartermain on GH.
I was just going to say that.
No.
Please let someone needs to just slap Lulu into the next millennium.
Thank you.
Sick of her. And if Dylan comes in and shaketh her up,
yes,
I am all for it.
No, I need Johnny Sakara ASAP.
Johnny Sakara,
because and that's something else that has been out there. And I'm going to speak because I'm a GQ person. Hey, GQ fans. I cannot see him back on General Hospital. I can't say it. I can see him somewhere else. But I don't. It's at General Hospital got their own problems, baby.
No, I agree about Lulu. I know, really. Anyway, but that's General Hospital after this. But anyway, my point though is just that it does open up stuff for the show to kill him off, so and like really keep him dead. That's a whole kind of thing, So I mean, the show is already a little top heavy for being a half hour. Top heavy. No, we need Michael back here. That's General. We'll get to General Hospital later next. Yeah, we started the whole thing. He could be good Michael too, actually.
He would.
Anyway, but the point is, I think that Scott Clifton can actually get another job. He's good. He's a good actor. He can get another job. But I'm just saying, I'm just really seeing, does Bold and Beautiful, as Tami Goveia would say, have the cojones to cut him off?
Because when they did this whole storyline with Eric,
right?
It would not have been Eric dies and now that shakes up the whole storyline landscape. No. It would have been the loss of an icon.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have changed story.
I agree.
Unlike Liam dying. Right. So
and they have Will. Now Will's on the show. I say bring back Wyatt, but that's another story. But
everybody's agreeing with that one, especially if they, because not to cut you off, but again, you take a look at, OG Caroline, OG Stephanie. When they killed her off, it did change the dynamics of the show a little.
Yeah, definitely. Well, definitely, yeah.
It's been a very long time since Susan Flannery left to now. Bo needs to do. I know people are like, I know Amanda is will break your heart. I know. But if they do kill off Liam, it does, again, the reset will not just only be, the main focus isn't going to be Stephanie and Hope, even though they're a part of it and they have to, oh my God, when they have to tell the babies, it's going to be Bill. The way that Bill, you think about it, the way Bill has always treated Liam since they found out that they were related has been very interesting. The fact that Liam has not told Bill about this, very interesting. And if he doesn't tell it, can you imagine if Bill doesn't know? This is going to eat him up. And he has 2 other sons. He has a son on canvas right now, Will. The way that Bill's done it, it will change him. It will change how he feels towards Katie, maybe. It may change, like, just his whole...
Maybe Wyatt will come back. Maybe he'll reach out to Wyatt and Wyatt will come back.
Right.
And I'm here for that. Because I actually want Wyatt to return.
Absolutely.
Like, I want a scene, and I don't know if they wrote this or anything, but a scene where Liam calls Wyatt comes to town, and they have a scene where Wyatt is like, what's going on? And Liam tells him, and then Liam says, I need you to promise me something, though. When I'm gone, look after Dad, look after Will, but can you also keep a watch on Hope?
Well, they do have that scene with Liam saying that to Finn.
Yeah.
Take care of Steffi and Hope and look out for them. Steffi told Taylor. So at this point, I'm thinking it's just going to start getting out.
That's what I thought. I was like, I thought it was supposed to be a secret.
I do not want Liam to die and Bill not know. I mean, that's just wrong. That's
why I don't want Liam to die. Okay, guys? That's why I made my sign. Because, just 1 second. I know it would be good for the story, but Bill already doesn't have any family as it is. They've already taken away Wyatt. They've already taken away Caroline. All he has is Liam.
And Will.
But Will cares more about Forrester than he does Spencer. So it's like, that would be very devastating for Bill. I hope he has another kid somewhere he don't know about. Another one, like, out there in the woods somewhere.
But let's think about this. One of the things we say about soap operas is that sometimes they are not real. And we all know somebody, or we're the people who, when we get sick, we don't tell everybody. Because sometimes it's the whole, if we were to tell such and such and such and such, we all know that their attitude, their behavior will change towards you because of whatever you may have. And that's phony to me. I'd rather for it to be still normal, our normal relationship, our normal whatnot. And I think that's what Liam is thinking, is that, okay, I don't want the sympathy from everybody. I don't want to see everybody crying and be like, oh my God, oh, woe's me, and all that stuff. I don't think Liam wants that, because here's the thing. I don't think Liam has also come to the reality of what's going on. And that, I'm gonna tell you right now, if Scott Clifton plays that where he's alone in his thoughts and the realization about his death come, oh my, you talk about Emmy reel, baby. That's going to be the Emmy reel. But for right now, I mean, I get look, I'm one of those people, I'm like, I hope Bill finds out. But I have to think about, real life. Not everybody's going to know that you're sick. And when people find out, what is the first thing somebody does? Why didn't anybody tell me? Why didn't Tami tell me? Why didn't Amanda tell me? Because Candice didn't want you to know. Well, somebody should have told Candice to tell me. That's how I think it's going to play out. And I think Bold is doing a good job of playing that beat where, when even Liam had said to Hope, because remember, he wanted to tell her, but again, you don't know how do you tell people, oh, by the way, while we go to McDonald's, by the way, I'm dying. So you want some French fries? Well, I got a tumor. Okay, that's great.
I love I love the way they wrote that moment of him telling Hope when they were hugging and she's crying, and you could see the realization that she knows on his face, and he whispers to her,
like,
no. It's like, oh, that was good.
That was good.
Good moment. Bravo. And I like the conversation with he and Bill at what's the name of
the Zero in the
restaurant?
Yeah.
Il Giardino.
That was really good. Ernie's so funny. He's watching it, and you know how Liam's wearing that beanie thing? He's like, God, he looks really good in hats like that. I can't wear hats like that.
Right.
My head's too big, and it doesn't work.
I mean, they even talked about that too, is that, the options was, should Scott shave off his head in real life? Should he wear a cap? But also the reason he's wearing a beanie, remember, they drilled a freaking hole in his head. So it's, you don't want to cause infection, stuff like that. But I think that's why I'm looking at it. And I get it, people want A, B, C, D, F, G, but flip side, in real life, you don't get that. You don't get to, okay, I'm going to tell my dad today, do that day. It's going to be all great.
Well, if we're going to be honest, every time a person finds out, Liam's character, now has to tell the story all over again. Well, here's what happened. Now someone else finds out. Amanda finds out. What happened? He's got to tell the story. Oh, it's friggin' exhausting. That's why you don't tell people, because you don't want to have to keep telling the story a million times. And to your point, Candice, you don't want to have to keep reliving it and realizing that this is, death is imminent here.
Yeah. Right. You should just have a person that tells everybody for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, you just go tell everybody.
When my mom passed away,
yeah,
who's got to make all the phone calls?
Right.
And that's, you want to hire someone.
The last thing you want to do.
For me, because I can't.
Yeah. That's like the last thing you want to do, right?
And you brought it. This, you're dealing with everyone's responses. That's Liam. Like, I got to deal with everybody's emotional stuff.
So. And while you're still trying to process all of it yourself, like, I was thinking about that too. I was like, okay, he's telling Steffi, he's, telling, Hope, you know, then Steffi and Hope are going to have to tell the kids. And anybody who has a parent who's been sick and has to tell the little children, you have to reword it to make sense. And right now, I think as Liam is starting, because we saw it with him and Hope, there was a realization when he said, look, I'm going to be with you. Whether it's from looking from heaven, and you notice his pause, because it was like, crap, like, okay. And then he said, or in your heart. And by the way, I'm going to tell you right now, that scene broke the hell out of me, because I've actually heard that before. And it's one of those things where, when Hope was like saying, I always thought you were going to be here. And that's the thing. When people are sick, you always think they're going to be around. Hope and stuff, you always thought that Liam freaking Spencer will always be around to go to, run to. Liam always thought he would be there to run to, for Hope and Stephanie to run in and join his vortex. You talk about vortex. He had a vortex first, okay? So, but now it's like all of these people are dealing with the fact that, yeah, one day Liam won't be here. Where do we go? But then to tell a father who lost his sister to leukemia, Liam's mom died of cancer, correct? Isn't that how Kelly died? And the fact that, like you said, Bill doesn't have much family because of the treatment. This is going to shake the hell out of him when he finds out Liam is sick, or he doesn't find out, and that everybody else knew except for him. Damn.
Oh yeah, I do get it, but it's also selfish in a way. Like, I'm conflicted because I get it,
Sometimes you got to be selfish.
but at the same time, like, then you don't allow the people who love you to enjoy the time they have left with you. And then they just end up devastated. Like, okay, so my mom, her death was long and drawn out for many years. My dad's death was instant. Like, he was healthy, and 2 weeks later, he was gone. Like that. So I don't know which is worse. I feel like my dad's was worse because I knew my mom's was coming. But my dad's was like that. Like, I didn't even have time to do anything. Like, I only had time to go to the hospital and say goodbye, and that's it. And that's it. And it was that, I feel like that was harder to handle than knowing my mom. I knew my mom was gonna die. So I was preparing myself the whole time. I did not know my dad was gonna die, and I did not take it well. So I get it. I understand, because my dad was very private too, like that. He didn't want to tell, like, he didn't want a lot of people there and all this stuff. But at the same time, ooh, that was hard.
You know what's
So,
funny?
like, they're gonna be hurt.
Amanda, I agree. So it's funny. My stepfather, he was fine one day and then complete next day, 1,000 degrees different, and then died 20 days later. So almost very similar, very close. My brother then got sick, as you guys know, while we were planning this funeral. That was going downhill, and I remember the whole thing of letting people know, because it's not black or white, folks. It's really because there were folks yelling at me, literally yelling at me, in messages like, "Why didn't you tell me? What's going on with your mother?" I'm like, I'm in the middle of this right now. Like, I'm in the middle of handling it. I'm the son. I'm in the middle of it. I understand you love my mother and you're upset. I told her children first, clearly, and the one sibling she has left that she talks, like, it was like I told the people I needed to know immediately. So I know it's hard. So I kind of get that. I never been that before. It was the first time I went through that. Where I was like, there were folks. Well, yeah, they were close to my mom for years. They're friends, whatever. I'm like, I just think I'm busy. I'm literally handling this right now. And I tried to apologize to him and say, and some of them were downright rude. And so I was like, screw you. But other ones, I could get some, you're not thinking, who do I need to call everybody in the world? You're thinking the immediate folks, who needs to know immediately? I think anyone out there who's been through this knows that whole feeling of like, well, I gotta let this person know. You're not thinking about, cousin so and so or auntie so. Sometimes you're like, I'm handling it, and I gotta tell somebody who's super, like I said, the children, my grandchildren. I said just the children, the siblings, spouses, whatever that is. So I get it. I mean, so it's like kind of like that's why I was glad that he did tell Hope, because Steffi was right. She's the mother of his other child.
Yep.
I mean, if something happens to me, all my baby mamas need to know what's going on. They just feel like that's just kind of that's a weird family thing too. Still, I put in quotes because like we're family in a weird way, but not really close to anybody. But still, they should know what's going on. I'm the father of their children. I'm actually likely. I have two daughters with two different
right.
So I know how that feels. So I don't know. It's just kind of it brings that up. You see that and people screaming at it. Oh my God, you're going through it, and sometimes you're not going to catch everything. It's kind of like you try to remember the ones who are the immediates,
right?
And then
I know what you mean, James, because you want to say, you know what?
Yes.
My dad just died. Okay,
right.
I wasn't going through his Rolodex. Oh wow, I'm old.
Right.
I wasn't going through his cell phone to contact every single person he knows.
Yes.
Like you want to say, really? Are you wasting my time? But you,
right.
Of course, you're not going to do that.
And you also get they're grieving to you on some level. You want to tell them, I get you're grieving, and you're upset because I understand. I'm in the middle. I'm directly I'm direct there. You have to I'm sorry. There's a hierarchy. I'm sorry. Not saying you can't have feelings. Of course you have feelings if anybody dies, but it's kind of like you kind of get some understanding in there a little bit of what's going on. It's tough. It's a tough thing, but yeah, I'm not going to everybody's phone with you. Eventually, I'll get to you. Probably, I will eventually get to you. I let you know what's going on. But like in the moment, I'm busy. When they're getting sick, I can't remember everybody also. When they're sick, right? If you're in the middle of trying to plan, you're trying to handle it. It's tough. That's why I said I'm glad they made some of these choices on the show. I thought, okay, that's good. And to me, I'm saying, I see why Hope wants to choose Liam before he died, so to speak. I totally get it. I say, oh, sorry, Carter.
The whole Carter response pissed me off. Like I can't. This petulant. I hope anyway. Let me just say, Brooklyn in the chat says, "Hi everyone. Liam's character is to bring Steffi and Hope to make nice, and Steffi will eventually hire Hope back." Clearly, Liam does indeed go. I can totally see Steffi bringing Hope back, and Hope maybe being more open to it because they've now everything's changed.
Right.
The only way I can see Hope coming back, and force her. It's a good point.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because they have to bring her back somehow, because it doesn't seem like they're gonna give her own company or anything. So we have to find a way to get Steffi to not be mad and let her back in.
It's going to be like OG Stephanie with
Candice.
Oh no.
Doing it again all of a sudden.
Okay, hold on.
It's just Steffi.
I was wondering if that was me. I keep changing I was wondering if that was my headphones or if that was.
Oh no, it happened to her earlier. It happened to her earlier.
Wait a minute. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Still?
Yes.
Hold on.
Can we talk about the vortex?
Yes, the vortex.
Oh, that girl is a goner. She is gone. Once your feet go past that threshold, Tami, you're a goner. You're gone.
I was like, you brought him home. I'm like, oh.
When Liam kept saying to Hope, you need to go to Carter. You need to go see. You need to go. I'm like, no, don't go. I don't want this. I don't want this.
I know, me too. I was like, no, don't go. Why? Because you know what's gonna happen. She's gonna walk in right in the moment, right where it looks bad, even if it's not, and then that's it.
Yeah, basically. We know where it's going. The character of Daphne, I don't care for anymore.
No.
It's now. I think it's not the act. Nothing wrong with the action is beautiful and all that. I think it's just the writing and stuff. It just doesn't. It does. Now it's like, you were hired to be a whore, basically. I mean, basically.
Okay, can I say how furious I am about this? This beautiful, beautiful, by the way, French lady comes on. Okay, why can't she be like Audra?
Right.
If that was me, I would have already hooked up with Zende. I'd have been like, we gonna be friends with benefits.
Yes.
Are they hooked up with Zende? I would have been gonna. Okay, you like Carter, but after he told you 100 times he's in love with someone else, all right, maybe I'll keep him on the back burner. But I'm gonna go do other stuff. They are literally writing this beautiful woman like she's desperate.
Yeah. But that's B&B's MO.
Yeah.
God, she can't get anyone else in LA. Are you kidding me? I volunteer and I'm not even in LA.
I'm a chick. I'll do it. I'll do her. I'm gay. I'll do her. You know, the cast she's been running is to recast Zoe. That's another story too, right, folks? It's a whole other story. They could have brought her in as. But the character at first, I was fine with her.
Yeah,
I thought
totally.
everything. And now it's just like, well, that whole plan sort of works, so to speak, kind of.
Yeah.
But Carter's has been saying, I don't want you. I want Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like Tami said, that's the MO. That's what they do on the show. So now I'm making her desperate and thirsty. And I mean, I don't blame her. But it's like, but they're gonna, it's not a good look for women. And I say women who watch this show, I just wonder what you guys really.
It's insulting. We've had this discussion. It's insulting.
Yeah.
The only thing that kept me watching the show was the reveal of Luna as Finn's daughter, Lee. Lee's character. That storyline kept me watching the show because everything else, it was just really misogynistic.
It is.
And it's either misogynistic toward the women or the men are complete babies. And every time they get the feelings hurt, they screw someone.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a really good thing to be supporting. You get your feelings hurt. Well, let's go sleep with somebody and break, because you're in a relate. You know what I mean? It's just, well, that's not a good pattern.
No, like boo-hoo, you got your feelings hurt, so you just go sleep with someone else. Like that doesn't even.
Pathetic.
That is pathetic.
You're pathetic.
Yes.
And I hate seeing Carter in that pathetic. Over here, something obviously we know it's completely out of context, but Ridge jumps to conclusions. Carter jumps to all these men jump to conclusions, and the remedy is sleeping with somebody.
Yeah,
they don't
overreact much.
It's awful. It's gross.
It is. And then they make all the women desperate. Like, oh my God, Brooke can't live without Ridge. That's just crazy. And then there was a comment made that made me so furious. I had to rewind. Brooke actually said to Carter, like, well, I think Hope's coming around. Like, I think she's coming into her conscience. Well, how did she? Oh, her when you feel that, your guilt. I think her conscience is starting to get to her. And I'm thinking, she didn't even do it. It wasn't her idea. Why would her conscience feel bad? He kissed someone else. That made me so mad. I was like, who wrote that line?
We're all agreeing with Tami in the chat. Yeah, I know. It's the show's always been problematic that way. And like I said, if you're a woman, I always wonder, like when you watch this show, I mean, for me as a black man, I've got upset for some of the things they've done with these black men on the show. But as a woman, because there's mostly women on the show, and that's the backbone. I'm like, how do you guys watch this show sometimes? Because it's not romantic. None of it's romantic.
No.
It's all very antiquated and just sad.
And if you're gonna ask, well, is there a female character on the show that you consider strong and has a backbone? People will say Steffi. So how do they depict Steffi? She's a raving bitch.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, so now you've either got a raving bitch who's completely, it's all about her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you're this needy woman with no self-esteem whatsoever.
Yeah. Like you can't be in the middle, right? Like what is happening? That's just crazy to me too. Like just a little bit of modernization. Like even just a little, guys. We go a long way. Okay? Like sometimes it's okay to break people up. You know, like sometimes it's okay to break people up and not put them back together. Sometimes that's okay to do that. We don't have to have a triangle. It's not 1985.
Well, they're saying in the chat, they said they like my word antiquated. Thank you. It's one of my favorite words. Jeremy says they're throwing 70-some storylines, read women on a 2025 show makes no sense. I agree with that. And here's the deal. Right, we made laughs about Brayler, but I really did enjoy it because they were like, we're going to pick ourselves. It was such a great women empowering moment. Like these two women for years, so we're putting it down.
Yep.
For all these years, and like we actually have more in common than we think, and like Laura just said, right? Why do we have to be two extremes? Why can't it be similar? Go, you know what? There's a reason why Rich likes both of us. We are similar. We are strong women. We are. And what if they came to a conclusion together? You know what? You guys are best together instead of me and him, or like become like so when you get older sometimes. Some of us have exes that we talked about. If they're so long ago, they're not really exes anymore. It's like people you like, almost like family members who you know, or people you're friendly with. You're like, oh yeah, we dated back when I was in high school, but I'm 800 years old now, so who cares? Like it's fine. Like you would never go back together. You would never go to, like it's like, you know what I mean? Like you're secure in your life. You're like, but we have history in common, like whatever, or just we co-parent together. We have kids and grandkids together, almost like Eric and Brooke. They're very supportive of each other. They're not going to get back together. You will always love her. She'll always love him on some level. But even he was like, Ridge is more for you than me. Like he was lucky to have her. They have two kids together. I'm just like, why can't we have that? I mean, they tried that and we liked it. We actually liked it. And then they cut it. Even Sheila and Taylor, that would have been an interesting friendship to navigate if they actually continued with that also. Because she saved Taylor's life. And Taylor and Sheila, they had the whole. It would be interesting if they actually kind of did something with that, went further with that. And when Steffi and Hope were going to come together, you said earlier, come together. What if they did continue with that? It's like, and it gave the men some backbone. These are man babies. That's what's going on there. Because their ego, like Tami said a long time ago, Ridge's ego needs to be stroked. Liam's ego needs to be stroked. It needs to be stroked. It's stroking. And I don't mind Carter being naive or kind of new to all of this, but it's just like he's a man also. They're men. That's like doesn't make him up. That's not infantilize him also. What do you know what he was doing? It was all hope. That's why I got upset a few weeks ago because like we're not giving him any giving all this leeway to him, but he's the lawyer. He's smart. Obviously, he's smart. Just because we like him doesn't mean he can't be a character who does wrong things. That's kind of where the soapy goodness comes from.
Right.
I just think that they were on the right track for stuff, but then they derail it and go back to the default setting. And you're like, okay, here we go.
They do. That's a good point, James. It's like they think of something and they start it and it's all exciting. And then for some reason, they'll just do a complete 180 and go back the other way. And you're like, whoa, why did we go through that? What was the point of that?
It's insulting.
Because even with the Steffi thing, she's still holding a secret. She kissed Liam twice. And Finn has no idea that happened.
And that'll never come out. If Liam dies, that'll never come out.
Right. So she's living with a lie herself, being hypocritical. about lies.
True. True. That is such a good point.
I mean, she is. Eric called Stephanie a male bimbo because he had no. That was a funny scene back then. Yes. Hey, how the writers are portraying Carter as some womanizer when he's supposed to be a good guy. It's frustrating. I think he's a womanizer by default. He's just falling for all these women in succession. Because supposedly he's a little stunted in the social scene. So he's a smart guy, like real life, not smart, but smart and whatever. So when it came to Quinn and Katie, and it's like a succession. He has a succession. So it's frustrating. I agree that it's frustrating on some level, but I don't know if I think it was a womanizer per se, just that he's falling for these women and the writers just like, I don't know why Kim and Katie didn't work out. They just kind of dropped the ball. I don't know, so it's kind of, so I just as women watch this show, I don't know how you guys do it sometimes because I'm frustrated watching it. I'm a man, so I can't even understand.
That's the worst. There's no other soap opera that's as bad as B&B when it comes to the depiction of women.
I agree.
It's awful.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Folks, Candice can't get back on, but she has a statement because this is Candice Mack. She has a statement. She said, of course, the whole speech. I will just say, as we wrap up, if Scott is leaving, I will be sad, but this might be the best thing for Bold. I kind of agree. It does, like adding Finn into the mix, open up the field, taking one of them out might do the same thing. And that's our show for today. That's how we're gonna end it. So we're not gonna be here next Sunday because Memorial Day weekend. We'll be back June 1st. Sunday, June 1st. So we'll be back for that. So enjoy your next couple weeks off, folks. Whatever you decide to, be safe wherever you're going. Be careful out there. Amanda, Russ, any new episodes of the Bone Beautiful podcast? Besides what you have out now, anyone's coming next couple weeks?
Yeah. We're gonna start recording again.
Very good.
Don't worry.
Very good. And I have a new episode of Bone Beautiful Rewind coming out this week. And Black Love, your birthday is May 26th. Happy birthday. Early happy birthday.
Hey.
Happy birthday.
And Tami Goveia has a new episode of Some Like a Classic coming out this Wednesday. She has a fun co-host who I like, named Ed, who's great. They're talking about Mildred Pierce. I was listening to it when I was laughing. So yes, it's gonna be good. So I'll be out. So and her show, Some Like a Classic, is out. So you go ahead and check those out. They're coming out. For me, again, if you want to watch me and Frank twice today, we'll be on next. And tonight at 7 p.m. doing the Andor series finale. Tonight, 7 p.m. live here on where? JLJ Media. I think I never say this.
Unlock your iPhone first.
No, Siri, quiet.
Uh-oh.
Their big brother is listening, you guys. We'll talk to you next time. Oh, did it go off? No. Yeah, wait, what's going on? There we go. I was like, stop it.
Gods would not let Candice back